YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today, guys, we have jurrac. I didn't expect this to be added into the game, same as Fabled, but it's kind of fun. Is it meta though? No, it's not. It's just for a fun type of gameplay. And basically, this deck dies with one Ash Veiler, Imperm, and stuff that you can do with one card on the field. This deck is somewhat fun to play if ever it goes through, but if not, then you just basically scoop at this point on. Luckily, I got the cards that I needed for this deck, because if not, I couldn't have made this deck. We have 4 new supports for the jurrac archetype. One would be the Megalo. So the Megalo is if you control a dinosaur monster, you can spell summon this on the field. You can discard 2, 1 jurrac and 1 other card to draw 2 other cards. So it's kind of weird of a card. And lastly, if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can send 1 jurrac monster from your deck or from your extra deck to the graveyard. We'll talk about the targets for this, but typical targets for this, or the best target for this, is sending a copy of Jurrac Astero from extra deck to grave. Second one will be the Stego. Now this is your 1-card starter and your only choke point for the deck. If this gets negated, like a Veiler, Ash, whatnot, it's basically the end game for you. Or if you have another way to summon your level 10s to the field, then much better. If not, then you're basically done for. Needless to say, that's why we have a copy of Xenometeorus on our main deck, because this is also a tuner plus a level 4 monster. You can go into a copy of Astero. We have a copy of Jurrac Volcano. So during the main phase, you can destroy 1 dinosaur monster, special summon 1 Jurrac monster from your deck. If your opponent spell summons a monster and he has activated 4 monsters during the turn, you can spell summon 1 Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck to the field. It's a pretty good card just to cheat out and a special summon from the extra deck though. If a Jurrac monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 dinosaur monster from your graveyard. So it's just protection for your Jurrac monsters, not your cards. And lastly, for the newer supports from the extra deck, Jurrac Astero. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can set 1 Jurrac spell or trap from your deck or graveyard. And that would be, your choices are the copy of the Jurrac Impact, which is also destroy all cards on the field, and a copy of your field spell, which is your Jurrac Volcano. So this is a soft once per turn, by the way. So if you summon a second one, then much better. I think this deck would be a little bit better though if you have a couple of cards that can instantly summon level 10s to the field. But for this gameplay though, I'm just running this as a pure version, so it is kind of bad though. Luckily, we have the 3 Misc, the 2 copies of Oviraptor. Now, Oviraptor on 2 is the best way to play this because you want to see your Stego rather than your Oviraptor. We have a couple of go second cards if ever you can go second. A copy of Prankertops and Triple Tactics Talent. Lancia if you're going up against Malice, and so on and so forth. The effect of Astero is a soft once per turn. If you have 3 copies of Astero in your grave, you can have 3 copies of Meteor summoned to the field, which basically just wipes entire boards, including yours. So take note of that one. I do think that there's another good version for this out there. For now, I'm just having fun with the pure version. Extra deck, we are using the newer cards, Steam Cybersaurus. And then you have also Giga Cannon, which is a pretty good card. Now, there are other 2 cards that you can actually use, which are the Evil Czar monsters. But one downside for that one is they are dragon monsters. So, yeah, I never thought that they were dragon monsters. But nevertheless, they are pretty good. 1 Elf, 1 copy of Promethean Princess, and then lastly, a copy of Raging Phoenix. I think that's basically it. Let's move on for some gameplays with regards to this deck. Alright, so let's go. Alright guys, so here we are with our replays. So we have 1 Megalo, an Ash, an Oviraptor, a copy of Nibiru, and lastly a Fossil Dig. So we go for Fossil Dig first, search out a Misc. I could have just normal summon Oviraptor and then Misc, but I just wanted Misc first and then you summon Oviraptor. Still the same thing. Anyways, getting a copy of Meteorus, spell summon our Megalo to the field. Our guy is gonna go for Dominus Impulse just to negate the summon, which is kind of bad at its sense. But one thing I can actually do here is just normal summon Megalo and pop it with the Obi. Nevertheless, I can just use the effect of Misc, spell summon the Megalo from the grave, from the deck, I mean. Then discard the Megalo from my hand and 1 other card just to refresh my hand with 2 more cards. So we got a copy of Maxi and a Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So there you go, pop the Megalo on the field. And then spell summoning the second one from the graveyard. So Meteorus will be activated or will trigger, and then the Megalo will send a copy of Astero from the extra deck to the graveyard. With this, last monster will be summoned to the field, will be Astero. Astero search out the field spell. And then Jurrac Volcano pop 1, spell summon the Stego. And then Stego pop itself, sending a copy of that to the grave. One downside that I did here is I only have 3 copies of Megalo, so I was planning to summon the 2 Megalo. The problem with that one is my 2 Megalos are already in the graveyard, so there's no means of ever like summoning that card to the field, or those cards to the field. So that's one downside for it. Nevertheless, we have a Astero on the field plus a second one in the graveyard. Our guy's gonna go for Imperm, not really like a big problem here. He's gonna go for Gold Sark, banishing 1 card, so we're dealing with Malice at this point on. So Dormouse will be banished, spell summon to the field. We go for Maxi. I think he has called by here. It went through. There you go. The animation is a bit a bit slow here, but nevertheless, yes. So go Dormouse on the field. We go Astero, banish 1 more, plus itself, spell summoning the Meteor to the field, wipe the board. I can just use the protection from the Volcano though, but I really wanted the second Meteor to go. There we go. So Meteor in the field plus the Tuner from the graveyard, so another copy of Megalo. And once that hits, our Megalo will be destroyed, and that would send the second copy of Astero, or the last copy of Astero? The last copy of Astero from our extra deck to the grave. There we go. So Meteor, pop the whole field. And with Megalo sending a copy of Stego, I think we already got everything down there now. Nevertheless, yes. So Meteor is gonna be summoned to the field by the chain effect. On our turn, we go for Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, go for attack. It wasn't enough, and that's basically how this deck really is. It's really awful, I know. But luckily, we have Lancey on our opponent's turn with the White Rabbit. He's going to go for Mirror, negating the effect of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So I just want him to stop using the trap card. So just popping 1 dinosaur and flipping it face down. Although he got the trap, doesn't really matter for me now. So during my turn, get the copy of Xeno. And that's basically it. So yeah, a little bit bad of a gameplay though. But yes, it is what it is. Okay, for game number 2, guys, we have Megalo, Ash, Stego, and Pankratops, and a copy of Designator. I'll show you guys what Stego can do if it's not negated. So, let's start off with that. Stego first, targeting itself. Our guy is going to chain with Molcharmi Fowalos. Luckily, we have Ash, and if he has a Maxi here, we got Cross Out Designator for that. There you go. Popping that, sending a copy of a level 4. Doesn't really matter what level 4 is, but as long as it is a level 4. So with that, we spell summon 4 level 1s to the field, and this is quite important. So the 2 copies of Alo and 2 copies of Megalo on the field. Alo will be activated first, or the first Alo will be activated, spell summoning the Stego from the grave to the field. We go for a Sync 5 into the Velfido. Now, this is not that important though, it's just a level 5 fodder that we need, because we're gonna summon the second Stego back to the field again from the Alo. Use the effect of our Mist, spell summon the copy of Baby Ceratosaurus because we want to pop this once we get the field spell. And with the 3 materials in the field, go for a Stero. Stero, get the copy of the field spell. Field spell activated, pop the baby. And I think you summoned a copy of... I should have summoned a copy of Overraptor here. Nevertheless, it's alright. So I was thinking I was going to go for a rank 4. But like I said, they were dragons. So this is the part where I actually like misplayed. So normal summoning the Misk was a bad idea. Anyways, having a face down card also is a bad idea because you're just going to wipe it anyway. So that's the turn. On our opponent's turn, I think we're dealing with Ryzeal here. So Ice in the field, spell summon the Star. Star, get a copy of the field spell. Summon our Ryzeal Sword. We banish 1 card from the Astero because that's its effect. Special summon the Dual Drive on the side of the field. Attach the sword Detach 2, search out 2 cards. We got the X and a copy of Plugin. Spell summon the X, sending the aggregator from the extra deck. And at this point on, our jurrac Volcano is going to activate here because he activated 4 cards on his side of the field. Special summoning the Meteor on the field. Aggregator negates my field spell, doesn't really matter, it went through anyway. And with the effect of Meteor, we used the effect to wipe the field. We got negated by the cross. He's gonna go for node, target its XZ monster spell, summon the sword to the field, and lastly go into a copy of Detonator for the second XZ monster. He detaches 1 or attaches 1 from the graveyard or 1 XZ monster from the graveyard. And use the effect of cross, spin back 2 to draw 1. Plugin spell summon the ice again, and that leaves Duo Drive on the field, in decreasing the attack of my monster. He destroys Astero first. We use the effect of Astero. Pop the back row. I never thought he would pop the back row. Nevertheless, pops the back row. Spell summon the Meteor to the field, and I think this got negated, I guess, or he just. Whoa, oh yeah, it's already done. It was negated a while ago with the first Meteor. Needless to say, there we go. Protection from the Detonator. And then spell summon the copy of a Megaloaf to the field. We send the third copy of Astero, and then we use the effect of the third Astero to spell summon the third Meteor to the field for a board wipe. Again. So board wipe, that's it. Spell summon a copy of Alo, and that's basically it. So we got a call by here, use the effect of Alo here. Spell summon the Stego. Use Misk. Banish a couple of cards. And we got Ash. Luckily we have Cold by. Honestly, I don't really have other good targets at this point on. I think there's no other cards that I have here though. Just the third copy of Astero, which doesn't really do that much because all of my Meteors are in the banish pile. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can actually do here. But our guy just scooped anyway. So, yeah, that's one thing that this deck can do. If you're out of resources, then, yeah, it's kind of bad. Okay, that's game number 2. Let's move on with our last game. And this is just a quick one, just for fun. This is actually an extra, by the way. So, let's go for game number 3. Okay, for game number 3, guys, it is quite easy, though. Yeah, it's basically the same stuff. So, we have Stego, our Pregnatops, same thing. So, Stego first, sending a level 4, spell summoning 4 level 1s to the field. Alo spell summon the Stego back. Go for their Sync 5. 1 Sync 5 hits. We go for Misk. Spell summon the baby to the field. Or the either way, the Petit Pteranodon is still the same thing. Then lastly, go for the Astero. Astero for the field spell. Field spell pop the Petit Pteranodon. And then I think I got here a copy of Tyranno? Not too sure. Oh, I got the... yeah, Oviraptor to Tyranno. Yeah, that's basically it. So I managed to change my my extra deck from the Evil Czar to this boy right here. Although it's not a quick effect monster, but needless to say, it's a pretty good card. So managed 2 dinosaurs, will summon a Tyranno, and that's basically it. Not that much, but it's still worth something. On our opponent's turn, we got Lavad, which doesn't really matter for me because he set 5 cards in the back row. And what do you know? Astero uses effect, summon the Meteor to the field, wipe the back row, and boom. So like I said, it just protects your jurrac monsters, not your jurrac cards or not the other dinosaurs. So crazy as it is, yeah, that's the 3rd game. It's easy, it's fun, and that's basically how jurrac works. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If you like more contents like this, like and subscribe. See you later, guys. Goodbye.